Okay, this sign is kind of scaring me that they even had to post it. But let me read it to you. Trains come very fast, especially from the east. Cross tracks quickly, exclamation point. Don't loiter, exclamation point. Don't attempt to cross between cars of a stopped train. Wait, or walk around the end. Okay, this is like right up there with employees should wash their hands after using the bathroom. Or I had one time, okay, this is really just too much. One time I was actually in a bathroom stall and they had a sticker on the door that said, "Please flush toilet when finished." And I thought to myself, are you kidding me? Like, I thought washing hand signs were superfluous. Now we have "please flush the toilet" signs? Help me, Lord Jesus. Yes, trains come very fast. Please look both ways. Please do not try to run across tracks that have a train coming. I guess maybe people are thinking I'm stopping because I have absolutely no idea where I'm supposed to go and I should have looked before I kept walking. I don't believe, oh, I bet it's over here. Yeah, like by the trailhead sign. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, maybe I'm not a dummy. No unattended food left at the trailhead, please. You're feeding wildlife. Thank you. Okay. Huh. I don't see it. All right, I will stop and find out where I'm supposed to go. Okay, so it wasn't that easy to figure out. I actually had to consult the map. I am already walking through Dalton. Now, somebody told me it was a really nice guy at a trailhead offering beverages, Gatorade and soda or beer, of which I took none because I don't care for those items. But he said that there were diners and breakfast spots like along the AT, like where I would be hiking past. So if this is true, I was thinking breakfast sandwich, something quick, something easy. I don't want to sit down and take time to eat breakfast, but maybe I can. Oh, hello. Oh, a Katahdin sign. Is this a hostel? Yeah, I know who you are. It's Dutchy. Is this a hostel? Just a really nice guy? Well, why don't I come and say hello? Oh, look at the poles. This is so cute. I love your little Katahdin sign. I was just saying that maybe I would grab. Oh, that's so cute. And you are? Hi, Tom. I'm Trinity. Do you mind being on my social media?
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
You pay $50,000 in royalties.
Yes, if I start making big bucks, I'll pay you royalties. And we have Old Gear. Yeah. All right, I will shut you down now. Around the corner.
Facing Impossible on the 18th.
That is me. We have a nice little peaceful neighborhood, and I'm screaming my brains out at reset. Your neighbors aren't going to like me. Join us. Yeah. I'm disrupting the peace by screaming.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
And this is Reset. Oh my gosh. I did not know who that was when I turned into his yard. Oh, you can hear the train. Please don't run in front of the train. Please wait. Anyway, I did not know that was Tom Lavardi. Tom Lavardi is a legend on trail. He has been letting people tent in his yard for 46 years. People, trail, through hikers. He has been letting through hikers tent in his yard for 46 years. And he had all kinds of, I don't know if you saw it. He had breakfast cereals, and I had half a cinnamon Danish. I'm still gonna see if I can find my breakfast sandwich. I got my heart set on a breakfast sandwich. But anyway, I just had to say, oh my gosh, what a guy. What a trail angel. What an amazing thing he does for thru hikers. Anyway, okay, he said, go to the end of this street, take a left. I hope it wasn't that. Shoot, you know what? I gotta find out. Maybe it was back there. I'm gonna look before I go much further. Oh no, he said end of the street. Go to the end of the street and take a left. Okay, that's what I will do. I will go to the end of the street and take a left. But I'm gonna turn off while we got these construction guys, although they're doing good work. This place is just too cute for words. And look who's here, Old Gear. Yay, hello Old Gear. Just too stinking cute. I'm getting my breakfast sandwich. Nice, can't wait. Okay, time to hear all about Best Day on Trail. But not to be confused with Best Zero, which hands down goes to me going home and seeing my family and my grandbabies and my husband. Okay, I'm not letting those 2 days compete with each other. All right, so left the Kaywood shelter early, which sometimes when I knew I was having a short day, I don't always do that, but I was excited to leave early and get where I was landing early. I love to just get where I'm going and relax, right? You know that. So left around 7, and quite frankly, the hike was pretty uneventful until I popped out of the woods and I was now doing a road walk through Dalton. Wasn't landing in Dalton, but I was gonna walk through Dalton, where I knew there were several breakfast places and I had my heart set on a breakfast sandwich. So really excited about that. And next thing I know, as you know, I'm getting called over by a bunch of thru hikers on some guy's porch, only to have it turn out to be Tom Lavardi. 46-year legend on trail. Like, unbelievable, right? So that's great. So I said to Tom, hey, where would you go get a breakfast sandwich if you were wanting one? He said, Juice and Java. But I warn you, it's going to be hard to leave that place. I said, thanks for the warning. So off I go. I get to Juice and Java. It's literally 0.1 off the trail. I have an outstanding breakfast sandwich. You saw it. Sausage, egg, and cheese on a croissant. And bump into Old Gear, who has the same sandwich except he got bacon. So now we finished at the same time, so we set out together. And you know what? That kid is a third my age. Exactly. He's 21, right? He could have taken off, but you know what? He stayed with me, and we had the best conversation while we were on the road. Once we hit the woods, I said to him, I know you're anxious to get going. And he was like, yeah, I want to get going. He wanted to do some big miles. And I said, it's okay. And you know what? I haven't seen him since, so that tells you how big miles he was doing. But you know what? I thought it was such a treat to get to know that young man a little better because he's really, really a nice guy. And that was fun. And he didn't have to do that, but he did. And I thought that was great. So adds to my best day. So now really nothing is happening. I know it's a short day, but you know what? It doesn't matter. If I set out for a 20-mile day, I'd start to lose steam around 19. I set out for an 11-mile day, I start to lose steam around 10. My brain shuts down. I wasn't eating my snacks because I wanted to have that milkshake. Not that I couldn't have had both, but you know, trying to save my appetite, right? So I'm just trucking along thinking, I'm getting close. And I see this day hiker and I'm like, oh my gosh, like she looks so much like my friend Lisa. Honest to God, this is what I'm thinking. And I look up and I look down again, you know, I don't want to stare. So I'm like, and I look up again, I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks just like my friend Lisa. But what would Lisa be doing on the trails of the AT in Cheshire, Mass? Like, what would she be doing there? So it's not Lisa. But do I tell this woman that she looks just like my good friend Lisa? So I look up again, I look down. And finally, the third time I look up, I'm literally staring. Like Trinity has lost all social skills, okay? And I'm just staring at her. Like, I can't believe how much she looks like my friend Lisa. And then Lisa goes like this. And I'm like, oh my God, Lisa, it is you. It's just like, yes. I'm like, I thought you were like some day hiker that looked like you. And oh my God, I was so overcome with emotion because it's like I have friends out here, sure, but they're not long relationship friends. They're not deep friendships that have been cultivated over the years. All of a sudden, here is my really good friend Lisa, who we've built this friendship over years and years and years. And I know she loves me and I love her back. And there she is in the woods. And I didn't have the tears. The tears did not form, but I was in every other way crying. And I'm hugging her and I can't believe she's here. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she's like, I wanted to surprise you. And she's like, this is exactly the reaction I was looking for. And I'm like, well, I'm glad. So I am just like, I think it took me an hour to get out of hiker brain and actually, like engage with her. So I'm like, tell me what's new, what's going on. And then it started raining. And anyway, but she said, so we walk out of the woods. She had not intended to hike at all with me. What happened was she wanted to meet me at the road crossing and surprise me, but she got there early. So she decided, oh, what the heck? I'll go into the woods and see if I can find her. And it's funny because she met Reset. And she said to Reset, hey, do you know Trinity? And he goes, yeah. And she says, is she back there? And he goes, not that far back. So that was kind of funny, right? So then I come out of the woods and she's like, oh, there's trail magic ahead for you. I'm like, no kidding, right? So I'm like, hey, I'll introduce you to trail magic. So we go and so we're talking and I'm just like overcome and the whole thing. And I'm bouncing out of my skin, but I don't look like it because I'm so exhausted, right? So we walk and then we go to the trail magic. And he had veggie burgers and stuff. And it wasn't that I was ungrateful. I just wasn't in the mood for a veggie burger. So, but he had some clementine, so I ate one of those. And there was this young girl. And I saw, she was smiling, big smiles. And so I said, hey, are you a thru hiker? And she goes, yeah. And I said, what's your trail name? She said, The Godfather. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've heard of you. You're famous. Because she is. Because everybody's like, hey, have you met the Godfather? Hey, have you met the Godfather? Hey, have you met the Godfather? And of course, the first time I said, no, I haven't met him. Oh, no, it's a girl and she's young. I'm like, of course she is, right? So, and then it turns out the guy doing the trail magic is her dad, Beamish. So they were wicked cool. So it was really great to now have met them. So I said to Beamish, I really at my heart set on a milkshake. So we said goodbye to them. And then Lisa and I walked over to the ice cream place. So I ordered my milkshake. And then this guy, Skip, comes over and says hello. And he says, hey, I recognize you from yesterday. We met you on the trail. And I said, you did? And he goes, yeah. Sue and I were resting and we chatted with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He goes, are you leapfrogging Reset? And I go, oh my gosh, now you really know, right? It wasn't that we were leapfrogging. It's just that Reset was ahead of me. Then he stopped for lunch. I got ahead of him and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so it was funny because they didn't tell me, but Reset told me that they have been together for 21 years. This is their anniversary. They never got married, but they do, every year they do a 1-year contract. Isn't that interesting? They agree to stay together and exclusive for 1 more year. So funny. It's different, right? So Reset had told me that. So I said to them, I said, oh my gosh, Reset told me all about your 1-year contracts. And he goes, he did? And so anyway, we got to talking and they just turned out to be the nicest people. And Skip goes, well, you're famous on trail. I think he overheard me say to the Godfather that you're famous. So now he was calling me famous. He goes, you're famous on the trail. It's just, they were the nicest people. So it was Sue and Skip. There was another wicked nice guy named Glenn. I don't know how he fits in. I was never told because I didn't meet Glenn yesterday, but they were just still out celebrating their 21 years together. Yesterday with a hike and that day with a bike ride because there was a wicked cool bike trail that was 20 miles long. So imagine you can just be doing 20 miles back and forth all day long, all you want, right? How cool is that? So it kind of reminds me of the Woonsocket one by me. But anyway, we talked for a while. That was wicked cool. So then Lisa and I decided, okay, let's go over to the Father Tom campsite and get me set up, right? And she said, I don't want you to do anything different. I am not here to get in the way. I want to just see you in action, right? So I said, okay. So I set up my tent, I charged my devices, and little did I know the whole time she's snapping photos of me doing these things, which was kind of cool because I've never gotten that and, captured before. So sharing all that with you. And then she had also, brought me, always when I chatted about my videos and whatever, all the junk food that I'm eating, which is just wrong, she brought me all kinds of stuff. Reese's Pieces, Oreos, Take Fives. She brought it all. She brought me clementines, fruit, cantaloupe. She brought water. She brought all kinds of stuff. And she's like, I know you can't take it all, but take what you want. So, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I knew a resupply was coming. Because there was even more to the state, but we're not there yet. Okay, so I knew my resupply was coming, and I knew I couldn't take a ton of stuff, but man, I wanted to. She brought all my favorites. Oh, God, I felt so loved. Honest to God, honestly, my love bank was so heaping full by that point. She made my whole day. She made my whole hike. Honestly, it was just so good to see her. So she hung around till, I want to say like 4 o'clock. The poor thing had a 2-hour ride home. She drove 2 hours to spend probably 3 hours with me and then drove 2 hours home. Honest to God. Honest to God, right? Okay. Love, love, love. So, anyway, we just hung out, tried to catch up, and I finally snapped out of my hiker brain and was able to actually engage, and it was nice. Said goodbye to her, and then I had about, I had about 45 minutes to an hour, and then other friends were coming to town who also drove 2 hours to spend probably 2 hours with me and then drive 2 hours home. That was Lillian and Mark, and Jocelyn came. So they were taking me out to dinner. And so I know I'm going out to dinner, and I didn't know what the restaurant was like. Okay, I picked it. It was like the only restaurant in Cheshire. So it's called the Common Table. And I knew that's where we were going, but I knew nothing about it. So I said, least I could do is like get cleaned up. So Father Tom had that, water washing station. So I took a really extensive bath. I did not wash my hair though. My yellow shirt was so filthy and smelled so bad. I washed it, but it was still wet. I couldn't wear it. So I dug out my pajama top, which is the green one I'm wearing now as a pajama top. So I dug that out because it didn't smell. I've got my black shorts, and I wore my stupid Crocs. Do you know, if I had worn the sneakers, I think I would have looked a little better. But I wore my stupid Crocs. I put my hair up in a ponytail, but I didn't realize it was all falling out. I swear to God. Honest to God, I look like a homeless person, and I don't mean that in such a judgmental way, but I honestly look like a homeless person. Do you know what I look like? Mark, Lillian, and Jocelyn were dressed to the nines. I look like someone that they picked up off the street and offered to treat to dinner. That's what I looked like. It was like, I think Lillian was shocked at how bad I looked. But it's not like I have my wardrobe to choose from. I have no makeup and jewelry. This is what you get. You get pretty much a homeless person. So anyway, they pick me up. We go to the Common Table, and I find out, it is bougie. It is the bougiest little restaurant I have. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. The food, outstanding. And it was cute as a button. I got myself a Paloma. I almost wasn't gonna because, of course, Greylock was the next day. But I'm like, oh, what the heck. We had this charcuterie board to die for. I would have had 3 of them. And then you saw the pictures. or you will see the pictures, or you did see the pictures. I don't even know where we are anymore in this timetable, but it was so great to catch up with them and to laugh with them. I didn't know my love bank could hold any more, but it did. It was bursting at the seams. To have your friends from home that you haven't seen in 90 plus days. Oh, well, let's see. It was like 105 days by this point, right? And then for them to just, two of them, like two groups to show up, like Lisa and then like the hackathons, to show up on one day, I was just busting out with emotion and I felt so loved. So anyway, it was amazing. And it was funny because I'm thinking I stand out ridiculous. And I did. Okay, I'm sorry. That green shirt, I've lost a lot of weight. That green shirt is draping off me. I got these freaking ugly Crocs on. My shorts are too big. I look ridiculous, okay? I have no makeup. My roots are like as gray as can be. I looked ridiculous. I'm sorry. I just did, okay? It's the truth. And I'm sitting here with my friends that look great. And the waitress the waitress overheard me talking about trail magic. And she goes, "Oh, do you do trail magic?" And I'm looking at her like, "Isn't it obvious? I am a thru hiker. Please tell me it's obvious." I do not normally look like this. Anyway, okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so I said, "No, actually, I'm a thru hiker." She goes, "Oh my gosh, we were talking about having a box for hikers. So tell me what to put in it." So anyway, gave her 1,000 ideas. So anyway, that was really great. So they take me back. Now, I had asked Neil to pick me up a resupply, right? Because they're coming from a Walmart I'm familiar with. I know what's there. I said, "Could you get me all these things and drop it off at Lillian's house?" So he did. And then Lillian brought my resupply. Well, by the time we're done with dinner and hugs and kisses all around and pictures and saying goodbye and it's going to be another 2 months, they drive off with my resupply. So thank God, honestly, thank God the Holy Spirits went, "Your resupply is headed 2 hours home." Because I got a text from my husband, so I'm about to answer him. I actually started it, and then I go, "You know what? I'm going to wait to answer him because I got to get a few things done. It's getting late. I want to get those done, and then I'll go into the tent and start texting my husband." So I go over to the bear box where I had put my food. I'm like, "Oh my God, my food!" So I text Lillian, "Thank you, Jesus." They claimed they were only 5 minutes down the road, so they turned around, brought my resupply. I was able to, take that very quickly. And then also Neil had sent a can of permethrin. This is like a side note. So I sprayed my backpack because I had been spraying my backpack every night with that cedarwood oil. And this way the permethrin's good for like 6 weeks. So I sprayed my backpack and hoped like heck it would be dry by morning, but whatever. Anyway, it was just so great. So now got my resupply and I get back into camp. I put that all together and I look over and Heyu is just having dinner by himself. So I walked over with my fresh bag of Reese's and Lisa had given me Reese's, Neil had given me Reese's, and I'm just eating my candy after my great bougie dinner. And I sat with Heyu and just closed out the night, and honest to God, it really was. I was busting out at the seams with love and emotion, and ended the night at the most phenomenal campsite. I would have stayed a week at Father Tom's. It's that good. Anyway, it's the best day on trail. Honestly, really, really. Father Tom campsite. Woohoo! This is where I'm spending the night. And they have, look at a personal washing station, municipal water, potable. Proud Appalachian community. Whoop, whoop. And of course, I've already taken over the place. There's my clothes. I already washed them. Now they're just hanging out. drying. And look at this. You can borrow bikes and take them into town if you need to. And they got helmets and backpacks. And look, charging stations, charging station galore. I'm in love. I'm already in love. Well, this is where I have pitched, way over here in the corner. And look at this. Oh, bear box way over there. I think there's a privy through that little opening right there. And we've got Reset and Jasper. And I don't think I know that person way over there. And we've got Mystic and Toasty, who I've just met. And Hey You. And then some porta potties. Anyway, really great. And, oops, okay, gotta go for a sec. Okay, one last look, and then I am gonna go out to dinner with friends. Woohoo! Mark and Lillian and Jocelyn are here. I can't even believe it. They drove out just to have dinner with me. All right, so I'm going over to see them now, and I should probably hide my laundry. This is the common table. It's very small. Didn't realize that we needed reservations, so we have outdoor seating. But it's so cute, huh? Oh, I can't wait to see the outdoor seating. Oh my gosh, look at this. Way cute. Oh my gosh. And look at my friends. These are my friends. These are my friends that drove a long way to have dinner with me. And this is the outdoor seating from a different angle. And there's my beautiful friends that drove 2 hours to see me. So this is my chicken and Cajun risotto. We got fish and chips. What did you get, Lil?
The primavera with shrimp.
Nice.
Vegetable.
And Mark got a
pork chop. I always get a pork chop.
Yes, you do. Woo! Yum.
Delicious.
Oh, so good. And so bougie.